I sat by the thick window glass, gazing out at the green-brown slope. The silence was deafening. Mild sun rays filtered through the window. Flowers dotted the edge of the slope, and the lengthening shadows of the pines crisscrossed the gentle swell. My hair, freshly washed and silky, released a sweet, fruity fragrance as I took a strand between my fingers. This fragrance mingled with the milky scent of the talc I use. Each day after my bath, I blend these fragrances and sit here near this window to dry my long hair. I shivered as the mountain breeze touched my warmed body, finding its way through fine cracks in the wooden frame. Soon, I would go out into the garden and wait by the mossy rock, watching the shadows lengthen. The sun would dip behind the two ranges, casting an orange glow over the horizon. I would wait outside once the house smelled clean, with the scent of tomatoes and mixed vegetables wafting through the windows. I would stand by the wooden gate, my eyes fixed on the delicate brown ribbon winding through the mountains. When tiny lights began flickering across the dark mountains, you would return, tired, with a flushed face, your clothes slightly salty. If I held your coat to my nose, I would smell camphor and mothballs. You would come home, but not to me, who has waited so long to sense your arrival. You would return to these four walls you call home. Why have I put my life on hold just to wait for you? The elements stand still with me in this eternal wait. Sometimes I see my reflection in the long mirror on the wall, looking like a ghost gliding from one room to another. My feet know every cobblestone on the path to the gate. As the day fades, I cut some roses and place them in a crystal vase. You always loved the color and fragrance in the room. I stand before the tall mirror in my bedroom and examine myself. There is still time to arrange my clothes. I scrutinize my 28-year-old body. I am still slim, but the sharp angles of youth have softened. My eyes are still radiant, people say. The green of my inner iris is fading into deep gray. I rearrange the pleats of my cotton sari and gently place the folds on my shoulder. There is still time, so I run a comb through my hair. I often wonder if you ever notice what I am wearing. There seems to be an invisible wall around you. I have come to dissolve that wall you have built. I know it is woven with your memories of her, your soulmate. I have come to shatter this isolation you crave, retiring from the madness of the plush city job. I joined you in this secluded place to tell you one last time that I have belonged to you, even when you deny my existence beyond our childhood friendship. White flowers dot the shrubs near the gate, and the evening haze is filled with birdsong. I step gingerly, though I want to rush down the road to meet you midway. Tiny black flecks speckle the sky, eagles circling at great heights. When the church bells start ringing far away in town, I hear your car traveling up the last steep slope. You wave to me as you gather your things. I walk up to you, holding your gaze, ready to ask the one question I have been silently asking for years. When will you reward my waiting?
Reward your waiting?
Nervously, you crumpled the paper in your sweating palm and slipped it into your pocket.
Come walk with me.
You stooped to observe a tiny white flower with a yellow center growing near the pebbles. Your familiar crooked smile spread across your handsome face.
Remember when we met and the boys teased you for the flowers in your hair? They'd call you a girl as if it were an insult. You'd get so mad you'd punch them out.
I squinted, suppressing a sheepish blush.
All these years and you haven't changed a bit. The flowers are still in your hair, but the fire's still in your soul. I got the transfer paperwork from my company last week. I'll be moving at the end of the month. You know, I waited for you. For 17 tortuously long months, I waited.
My heart sank at this, and I fixed my gaze on the pebbles. Sensing the intense pain in your voice, I placed my hand on your arm, not wanting you to speak of this again. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps and crunching leaves broke the nervous tension. The gardener had arrived with groceries from the town. I can't remember now what came first. My awakening to the tender feelings of being a woman, or your presence that made me aware of my womanhood. You were mature and full of life at 24. I was 15. You had come on leave, and I was on holiday after my 10th grade exams. When I first saw you jogging on the track, I wondered, who is this man, so fit and athletic? Your body was like a bow about to shoot an arrow,